Superhero movies are supposed to take us through an epic journey through the pages of our favorite comic books. But when it comes to these movies, sometimes the CGI is so bad, it just looks like a PlayStation 2 cutaway scene. So today, I'm going to go over some of the worst, in my opinion, superhero movies with just downright bad CGI. So let's get into it.
You guys got fat while everybody starved on the street. It's my turn. You come with me. I'm at the Plaza Hotel. You're welcome. You're all welcome.
As a quick disclaimer, I am going to take out anything from the 2000s and earlier because I feel like, in the 2000s is when CGI really started to kind of pick up and look a little bit better. But sometimes with the biggest budgets, it just doesn't work. So movies like Superman 4, where they were using visual effects, things like that, I'm gonna leave out of here. And especially Spawn, the way the cape moved and that horrible, horrific hell scene in Demons, it just doesn't do it any justice when it comes to CGI. But let's get into the first one. A comic book movie that they can just not get right in any aspect, and that's going to be Fantastic Four from 2015. Now, in my opinion, the one in 2005, not that it was bad, it just wasn't what I expected. And I thought maybe with having a 10-year gap that they had time to actually make this movie good, but then we seen Doctor Doom, and my God, the CGI is just horrible. To me, he looks like a melting action figure character. I actually think that the Doctor Doom from the 2005 film actually looked better than the one in the 2015 film. And I am not even going to get into the Fantastic Four Silver Surfer because that's a whole nother joke all in its own. Next up, while people complained about certain scenes in Deadpool Wolverine, especially the bus scene where they're busting through, the CGI looked pretty bad. And let's not forget the glitch that they missed where the sword that Deadpool is swinging around goes right through Wolverine's arms. And I don't think that they picked up on it. On top of that, some of the visual effects just were kind of downright sloppy. But let's not forget X-Men Origins Wolverine, because those cartoonish claws were just absolutely horrendous. And why they couldn't just use what they were using before, something practical. Even the little girl in Logan had better looking claws than this movie. I mean, this is just downright PlayStation 1 graphics. It is just absolutely horribly done. Next up, I know I'll get a little bit of slack for this one, and the next one's going to be Black Panther. While I think the car scene chase, especially with that sexy looking Lexus, those were great scenes and CGI was done very well. But that fight scene between Black Panther and Killmonger, I don't see why, with such a big budget, why this looks like a bunch of cartoon rubbery characters. It literally looked like they took the wrestling action figures from WWF from the 80s and like put them in this scene. To me, that's how bad this CGI really looks in this fight scene. And while I think Michael B. Jordan did a fantastic job, it's just the CGI really took away from this fight scene and it could have been so much better. Next up is going to be Justice League. Now, I know DC movies are not favored at all, but I own damn near all of them because I have a soft spot for DC. And if you follow me and follow my channel, then you know that. And by the way, while you're watching this, do yourself a favor, hit that like and subscribe, and make sure to hit that notification bell because I've got plenty more videos coming your way, music and movie related. Superman's digitally removed mustache just makes his lips look like they are possessed. I mean, it is so bad. And on top of that, some of the action sequences and the villains just look downright cartoonish. It is very hard to not focus in on how bad that CGI looks. Why would you even put something like this? I mean, the theatrical cut was really bad. I do prefer the Schneider cut Justice League, but they rushed this out so much. It's like they didn't even care about what the CGI looked like. And personally, I think they should have waited for Henry to be done with filming Mission Impossible. That's why he never shaved his mustache. I think they should have waited personally so that he could shave it and we wouldn't have to see this bad lip movement. Next one, I know this one is not going to come as a shocker to anybody. Daredevil from 2003 with Ben Affleck was just downright terrible. I can't believe I sat through this movie 3 different times. I was just hoping that maybe I missed something and that this was actually a good movie, but no, it wasn't. And the CGI enhanced acrobatics just really bad. I couldn't do it. And it's sad that this had a pretty good budget compared to the TV show that was done originally on Netflix. If I owned this movie, I probably would have burned it by now in some kind of pits of hell. Next one up, I hate to pick on this one because I do like the first two, but Blade Trinity was just absolutely downright blah. I think they spent most of the budget just getting Wesley Snipes back. And the CGI blood in this movie is just ugh. And then the CGI vampire transformations are just another downright horribly done. Quick honorable mentions just to make you laugh before I get to the worst CGI in any superhero movie from 2000 to today. I'm going to throw out a few honorable slash horribly done CGI. One being Thor, Love and Thunder, that floating head, that literally looks like a cutaway scene from PlayStation 2, which, come here, I think the PlayStation 2 cutaway scenes actually looked a lot better. But it's just horribly done. You know, with such a big budget, they could have literally made this look a little bit better. Next up, let's talk about Hulk from 2003. Wow. I mean, the Hulk just looked downright cartoonish, jumping through, taking these huge leaps and bounds in the desert. Just absolutely wrong. Like, and then the Hulk dogs were just even worse. I mean, they should have just never have come out with this movie. And let's not forget the iconic Green Lantern with Ryan Reynolds. That CGI suit was just totally horrible, horribly done. I don't know what they were thinking. It just looks so fake. I think Pixar could have done a better job with the suit and the mask on Ryan Reynolds than what the special effects crew actually put together for the final product. Just absolutely horrific. But let's get into my number one worst CGI in a new age movie, especially with something that had such a big budget. And that's going to be The Flash. Now, realistically, I think the only reason why people actually, the very few people that went to the theaters to see this movie, is because of Michael Keaton's Batman making a glorious return, and even some of his special effects in the movie are just downright bad. But I mean, the worst offender is got to be, closer to the opening scene in the hospital where he's saving the babies. I mean, this is just downright horrible. On top of that, all of the running scenes are just horrible. I mean, and then when he goes back and forth in time and starts moving and manipulating time, just look, I mean, this looks like cartoons from the 90s, that were digitally done. I mean, I think Beast Wars kind of looked better than this CGI. So to me, I think The Flash will go down in DC movie history as having some of the worst CGI ever done. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I've got more videos coming up, horror sequels that were better than the original. I've got more bad CGI stuff coming up. I've got music stuff coming up. So stay tuned, hit that like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.
Thank you. You love me. You really love me. You're not going anywhere.